Good morning, my dear students. Good morning, one and all. Welcome to the first introduction session of the topic. The topic name is Introduction and Importance of Cybersecurity and Cybersecurity Awareness. So, despite the increased severity of cyber threats, cybersecurity's meaning continues to evolve. So, what about the cybersecurity and what is it? Protecting data sets from malicious actors involves a whole bunch of tools, practices, and rules. Basically, it's an upgrade to the traditional concept of information security, which viewed the security as a problem affecting corporations rather than consumers and their national security, and maybe even life itself. So, what about the components of a cybersecurity? There are the three main components to cybersecurity: the people, workflows, and the technology. We have to talk one by one. Number one is the people. People are the target of almost every cyber attack, regardless of whether it's a business or government. It's always hackers who want a private information about people or disrupt their lives. It's up to people to reduce and prevent threats too. Second will be on a workflows. The policy and processes need to be in a place to reduce threats. Actually, the cybersecurity is changing, so they need to adapt it. It's all about our regulations, and businesses and the people are protected from cyber attacks with laws like a GDPR. Third will be on the technology. The technology is the key to keeping people and the companies safe from cyber attacks. So the attacks are used by attackers, and so it's used by defenders too. There are some firewalls, encryption, and intrusion detection, etc. we can say now. So what's so important about a cybersecurity? We need to talk in the specific part now. The broader and more serious cybersecurity is a reflection of how bad things have gotten, and if you're not worried, you are into paying attention here. A few years ago, we didn't experience major data breaches on a regular basis. And what's a data breach? First, we need to understand. An attack that steals a private, usually confidential data, although they used it to seem extreme and they now seem minor distractions. And the previous year, that the Marriott disclosed that major number of 5 billion customer records had been stolen for the 4 years. So what about the cybersecurity types we need to talk in the next level? There are the three types of cybersecurity we need to talk, and there are the three rough categories of a cybersecurity tools and techniques also considered much more. The data security, network security, and application security. We need to discuss one by one. The number one is data security. It's a common for hackers to want a data, so they want to see or take information that's off limits. Sometimes they are just stealing credit card numbers to sell on the black market. So the information thieves might want to embarrass their target by revealing private conversations or spy on them. So the data security is about protecting data from unauthorized access. So these technologies and policies include data encryption and access control. Second will be on network security. The hacker has to get access to the target's network first in almost every situation for a cyber attack to work. Because the cybersecurity's most serious issues is protecting networks, and it gets lost of investments. The firewalls, bastion host, and appliance hardening, intrusion detection system, the IDS, and security incident and event management systems are all the part of network security now. Next will be on application security. It's also common for hackers to get inside the software applications such as enterprise resource planning, the ERP, and the CRM, the customer relationship management, and some of the email servers, etc. we need to say now. So sitting in a program can be a good way to spy on you or disrupt your market and target, because the security in applications comes in a lot of different forms, but it usually consists of different type of policies, like who gets access to the application and its admin side, and controls over the application programming interfaces like APIs that let other software programs access the applications. Okay, the next we need to talk about the cybersecurity threats and what are the 7 common types we have to talk now. There are the threats or methods of attacking the data sets. So they are not actual attacks, they are more like a blueprint for attacks, because the cyber threats come in 7 categories. Number 1 is malware and viruses. The virus is a piece of malicious code that installs itself on your computer. So once a virus in your system, it can freeze it and steal data or even hijack the device for criminal purposes like mining cryptocurrencies without your permissions, like a crypto jacking. Second will be on stealing identities. An identity thief steals enough of personal information to impersonate you, like your social security number, birth date, year, address, etc. If the hacker pretends to be you, he or she can get money out of your bank account, so open credit cards in your name, etc. Okay, so next will be on hacking passwords. Hackers can access your accounts if they know your password. So password attacks guess passwords using a special software, often trying thousands of possibilities before finding the one. Next will be on a Trojans. A Trojans is a cyber attack that gets into a target's network under false pretense, like the famous Trojan horse of in ancient times. In PDFs, hackers can embed viruses in them and send them to you via email. When the PDF is opened in Acrobat Reader, the virus gets installed automatically. Understand? And next will be on a ransomware. In ransomware, your data is encrypted and you have to pay a ransom to get it back. Understand? The next will be on phishing. So when someone phishes you, they try to get you to click on a link to install malware on your computer through an email. So spear phishing is a more sophisticated form of attack, where the attacker impersonates a friend or coworker to get you to share account login information too. The next will be on APT, that means Advanced Persistent Threat. One of the most important cyber threat is APTs, the Advanced Persistent Threat. They're often the product of our national intelligence agencies, which means they have got the best people behind them. And APTs attack your network stealthily and then lurk in your network for months undetected. So the malware moves around your infrastructure, installing itself over and over until it's activated. Once it's activated, it can do a lot of damage. Understand? So what about the cybersecurity practices you should follow now? There is no easy way to achieve and maintain your cybersecurity process. So no single element can do it all. But a weakness is in one can mean disaster. So the cybersecurity programs have to be bigger and more complex the larger and more complex the organizations. The key to cybersecurity is a security policy. It's the rules and guidelines that say how to make sure it's implemented and maintained now. For example, security policy might require that passwords have a certain length and be multiple types of characters. In addition to defining who gets into which systems, and security policy can also determine who approves or rejects access requests. So making sure processes are aligned with the regulations and compliant with them is a good idea too. As well as the organization and people play a big role in the security, understand? Because the security managers oversee policy definitions and enforcement. They manage the security operations, including monitoring and incident response too. And having a strong foundation, policies, and people is a good start, but then that is a tech stack to get you there. I think robust network security is a must now, but intrusion detection and network monitoring are especially useful with that. So there are a lot of options here, and the right ones will depend a lot on the size of the organization too. The next we need to talk about the final concept of briefly in nutshell. Individuals, businesses, and public organizations to pay attention to cybersecurity. The privacy, finances, and even personal safety are on the line. So cyber threats vary widely, and some of them can ruin your day-to-day life. So investing in people, processes, policies, and technology is key to protecting yourself from cyber attacks. It's essential to have a multi-layered strategy to fight cyber attacks. With the right effort and focus, you can get a high level of cyber security. Okay, the next part of the introduction session, we need to talk about the cyber awareness. That means the cyber security awareness. So what is all about, we need to talk now. In cybersecurity, awareness refers to knowing what best practices are and what cyber threats their networks or organizations face every day. So human error and sophisticated impersonation attacks are responsible for 90% plus of cyber breaches, regardless of how many cyber threats there are and how many new threats come out. You can reduce your organization risk by making your employees your first line of defense against the cyber attacks by implementing a cyber awareness program. Understand? The next we have to talk about a critical part of a cyber security is a cyber awareness training. You will definitely be able to prevent more cyber security threats by making your users more aware of your cyber security, because the humans have always been targeted by email-borne threats, which trick them into clicking on links, opening attachments, or giving personal information and passwords that can be used to compromise the cybersecurity systems. So your security is compromised no matter how many cybersecurity tools you have or how sophisticated your strategy. If your users can't spot a suspicious link or fraudulent email, your defenses are shot. So nearly 1 in 4 phishing emails are opened by unsuspecting employees, and over 90% of cyber attacks start with an email. You can turn your users from unwitting accomplices into frontline defenders in the war on cybercrime by promoting cybersecurity awareness. Because the cybersecurity awareness training corrects all the flaws in the traditional training methods to give employees a fun, effective cyber awareness training to understand. The next and final concept of the introduction session, we need to talk about the cybersecurity awareness is essential nowadays. In the digital age, we have to focus what are the process. There is a growing risk associated with the cyber threats as our lives become increasingly connected and reliant on technology. Here are some reasons why cybersecurity awareness is important now. The number one is the cyber attack protection. In order to protect themselves from cyber attacks, individuals and organizations need to be aware of cybersecurity best practices. So taking appropriate measures to protect their digital assets is easier if you understand the common tactics hackers use, like phishing emails, malware, and social engineering. Second will be on a personal information safety. According to that, the getting access to personal information is a big deal in the digital world, because the cyber criminals often target individuals to get access to their financial information, social security numbers, or login information. If you're aware of a cybersecurity risk, you will be less likely to get identity theft and financial fraud or other cyber crimes. The next will be on organizational asset protection. It's very important. We have to focus much more. It's not just people who face the cybersecurity risks, it's organizations too. A single cyber attack can cause a lot of damage, such as data breaches, financial losses, and reputational damage and legal troubles. When employees know about cybersecurity threats, they can help build a strong security culture in your company, that implementing a measures to protect sensitive data and comply with the regulations and mitigate risks too. The next, we have to talk about the important concept of social engineering, that is defending against social engineering. It's more about manipulating human psychology than exploiting technical vulnerabilities in social engineering attacks like phishing and pretexting. So social engineering training can help people recognize scams and fight them, so they don't get scammed or share sensitive data inadvertently. The next will be on protecting critical infrastructure. The threat of cyber attacks is not just for individuals and companies, it's also for critical infrastructure like power grids, transportation systems, and healthcare facilities too. By raising awareness about your cybersecurity across all levels of a society, so they can prevent the potential disruptions and compromises that could lead to serious problems. The next will be on making digital behavior more responsible, understand, because responsible digital behavior and ethical online practices are encouraged by cybersecurity awareness too. We need to save now, because keeping your software and devices up to date, understand, so using your Wi-Fi networks and being careful what you share on social media all fall under this category, understand. It's very easier to stay safe online if you have a good cybersecurity habits. The final will be on mitigating emerging threats. That's an important and final concept. A cybersecurity awareness program plays an important role in keeping individuals and organizations informed about the latest threats and vulnerabilities as the cyber threats evolve rapidly. It's important to stay up to date and learn about new security measures and adjust your defenses accordingly if there is an emerging threat. In short, cybersecurity awareness is essential for individuals, organizations, and your business and your entrepreneur firms and society at large. It empowers the people to protect themselves, their data, and their digital assets from evolving cyber threats. Okay, my dear students, I hope you have enjoyed the introduction session of the topic of introduction. Good morning, my dear students. Good morning, one and all. Welcome to the second session of the topic. So, topic name is types, layers, and stages of cybersecurity. We need to talk in this specific lecture. Okay, all right. Let's talk about the types, layers, and stages of cybersecurity in a casual way. What about the types of cybersecurity? There are the 5 models, and the types starting from the network security we need to discuss now. This is like the security guard for your digital network, and it protects your network from unauthorized access and keeps an eye out for any suspicious activity. Okay, the second will be on endpoint security. So think of this as a bodyguard for your devices. It focuses on securing individual devices like laptops, smartphones, and tablets. So making sure they are protected from malware and other threats too. Third will be on application security. This is all about protecting the software applications we use. It ensures that the apps we rely on for work, entertainment, or shopping are safe from hackers who might try to exploit them. Fourth will be on a data security. This is like the vault for your sensitive information. It involves encrypting your data, controlling who has access to it, and making sure it doesn't fall into the wrong hands. Fifth will be on a cloud security. It's a famous security level. Nowadays, we store a lot of our data in the cloud because the cloud security ensures that our information is safe and secure when it's stored and transmitted through the cloud services and the cloud servers too. So the next we need to talk about the layers of a cybersecurity. There are the 5 layers we have to concentrate the one by one. We need to first talk about the perimeter defense. Just imagine this is as the first line of a defense, like a security gate around your network. It includes the firewalls, intrusion detection system, the IDS, and antivirus software that prevent unauthorized access to your network. Second layer will be on identity and access management. This layer focuses on who has access to what within your network. It involves things like strong passwords, multi-factor authentications, and access controls to ensure that only authorized individuals can access sensitive data. Understand? Third will be on a data protection layer. This layer is all about safeguarding your data. It includes encryption techniques and data backup solutions and data loss prevention measures to ensure that your information remains confidential and available when you need it. Fourth layer will be on security monitoring, because just like having a security cameras in your home, this layer involves monitoring your network for any signs of a suspicious activity. Actually, it includes the security information and event management systems that analyze the network logs and alert you to potential threats too. Fifth and final layer will be on incident response. This layer is like having a plan in case something goes wrong. It involves creating a response strategy to address and mitigate your cybersecurity incidents effectively. It includes things like incident detection, containment, and recovery procedures too. The next we need to talk about the stages of a cybersecurity. There are the 4 steps we have to talk now. The number 1 will be on a prevention, second will be on a detection, third will be on a response, and fourth will be on a recovery. We need to talk one by one. The first one is we need to discuss about the prevention. It's very important. This is all about taking a proactive measures to prevent cyber attacks from happening in the first place. It includes implementing your security controls, educating users about best practices, and regularly updating software and systems to patch any vulnerabilities. Understand? The second will be on detection. That is also important stage. We have to focus much more. Even with your strong preventive measures, it's important to have a systems in a place to detect any potential threats. This involves monitoring network security, analyzing logs, and using threat intelligence to identify any signs of unauthorized access or malicious activity. Third will be on a response. If a cyber attack does occur, the response stage kicks in. It involves quickly containing the attack, minimizing damage, and restoring systems to normal operation. This may include the isolating affected devices or networks. So just conducting the forensic investigations and implementing countermeasures to prevent further damage here. Fourth will be on a recovery. That stage also we have to important, and that is a final stage. So once the attack has been contained, the recovery stage focuses on restoring systems and data and operations to their pre-attack state. This may involve the data restorance from a backup process, implementing additional security measures, and conducting the post-incident reviews to learn from the experience and improve your future cybersecurity defenses. So remember that cybersecurity is like having your own digital bodyguard. It's all about protecting your devices, data, and networks from your cyber threats. By understanding the types, layers, and the stages of a cybersecurity, you can take the necessary steps to stay safe in the digital world. So stay cyber smart. Okay, my dear students, I hope you have enjoyed the second session of the topic of types, layers, and stages of a cybersecurity. Good morning, my dear students. Good morning, one and all. Welcome to the third session of the topic. The topic name is how to create a cybersecurity awareness among the organization. It's a very important topic. You just to focus much more. The first one is we need to talk about the cybersecurity awareness. The number of cyber threats is growing now, so it's important to know about cybersecurity. The Cybersecurity Awareness Month, also known as a National Cybersecurity Awareness Month, is celebrated every October to raise awareness about your cybersecurity, in order to educate individuals and organizations about how they can be more secure in the digital world. This initiative is supported by the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, CISA, and the National Cybersecurity Alliance too. Here's why cybersecurity awareness is essential in today's evolving threat landscape, and what your training program should include, and how to protect your business we need to concentrate. So why do we need a cybersecurity awareness? This involves educating and training employees about cyber threats, so how to avoid them and what to do in case of a cyber incident, security incident. They are also able to get a sense of proactive responsibility for keeping the company and its assets safe and secure. Because the cybersecurity awareness, knowing what security threats are and taking actions to avoid them, in addition to learning about the latest security threats and cybersecurity best practices, you should also know how to interact online, disclose the sensitive information, and not click on a malicious links or download infected attachments. A security awareness program can make your organization more secure and tighten up its processes, allowing you to build a more resilient business. To be most effective and beneficial, the cybersecurity awareness needs to be a company-wide initiative, we have to say now. The next, we have to talk about the concept of how important is the cybersecurity awareness. And unfortunately, human error has been a major contributor to many data breaches, even though the many organizations have best-in-class defense systems and measures in place. But over 80% of breaches were caused by human error and social engineering attacks and errors, according to Verizon's 2022 Data Breach Investigations report. So the organizations need a cybersecurity awareness to protect their networks and systems from threat actors. A cybersecurity awareness program helps your employees learn about the cyber criminals' methods, how they are easy targets, how to spot potential threats, and what they can do to keep from getting hurt. With it, your workforce knows what threats to look out for and can flag them before they happen. So when you don't conduct the cybersecurity awareness training regularly, you run the risk of getting sued and losing money and having to pay for remediation, losing intellectual property, losing your company's reputation, losing your customers too. So it's just as good as your employees when it comes to cybersecurity. The next will be on cybersecurity awareness training, and what is it? We have to elaborate much more, because cybersecurity awareness training is a crucial part of an organization's cybersecurity strategy, especially with the cyber crime on the rise. It teaches employees about security risk and how to avoid them using a bunch of tools and techniques. As a result, that what cyber risk your business faces every day, how they affect your business, and what their responsibilities are when it comes to digital asset safety and security too. The next will be on, we have to talk about how does cybersecurity awareness training work. And the cyber criminals are always coming up with new ways to steal valuable data from businesses by exploiting vulnerabilities. In addition, they look for ways to exploit emotions and human behavior. Understand, it's very important. There is no wonder the social engineering attacks like phishing and spear phishing and business email compromise, etc., and work so well. So it's easier to spot these type of threats if employees are well educated and trained. So data breaches are less likely, as well as stopping threat actors in their tracks. And security awareness training fosters a security conscious culture within your organization, as well as your organization needs a cybersecurity awareness training if it wants to survive. Understand, it's important for your organization to invest in cybersecurity training, tools, and talent to reduce the risk and ensure company-wide data security process too. So a well-designed cybersecurity awareness program can help you significantly reduce your security incident cost. So next we have to talk about the cybersecurity awareness training should include what are the process we have to maintain. The IT administrators and other IT employees are now getting a cybersecurity awareness training, which was mostly reserved for security professionals. There are a lot of factors that go into the cybersecurity awareness programs, like the number of employees, their awareness, and the budget. So no matter what the scope is, here's what every cybersecurity awareness program needs to have. The first one is email security. We need to talk now. The biggest problem with email is that it's a big entry point for cybercrime like phishing, ransomware, malware, and blackmail. So 94% of all ransomware and other malware gets in through email process. It's very crucial to train your employees about email security to keep them safe for malicious email attacks. So email security training will help employees watch out for dangerous links and attachments too. The next we have to talk about the concept of the social engineering and phishing. The human attack surface is the primary gateway for the threat actors. As I told on a earlier presentation, it's a very important. We have to focus much more because the social engineering attackers know how humans work and think here, so they can use this knowledge to manipulate their targets into doing what they want. And recent data breach investigations that report, that 35% of our data breaches involve phishing, like disclosing sensitive information, giving access to systems, sharing credentials, and transferring the money process. So phishing and social engineering attacks are highly targeted and convincing method, so making them highly successful here. However, with the right training and skills, your employees can spot warning signs and greatly reduce their chances of falling for them. The next will be on a ransom and malware. That is also, we have to focus much more. The most common way malware gets into an organization is through phishing emails, like a ransomware. The sonic walls of the 2021 cyber threat report says ransomware attacks increased of 48% in the year of 2020, with about the 300,000 new pieces of malware created daily. And employees will learn how ransomware attacks work and how threat actors use tactics and how they can fight it. Understand? The next will be on a browser security. That also we have to focus. And there are a lot of list of websites out there that are into safe now. That is very important. We need to focus because the browsers are the gateway to the internet and hold the lots of the sensitive stuff. You can keep your privacy and browse the web safely by learning about your browser and internet security, including the best practices, browser security tips, threats, and internet and social media policies. The next will be on security of information or information security. It's everyone's responsibility to keep your organization information very safe, secure, and available. You need to make sure your training courses emphasize the data security and responsibilities. So just make sure your employees know how to handle, share, store, and dispose of your sensitive information safely. And you have got to know what your legal and regulatory obligations are if you have it to the breach level. To fix issues quickly and minimize your risk process, employees should also be trained in incident reporting too. The next will be on a protocol for remote work. That also we have to focus much more. It depends upon your Wi-Fi networks and VPN. We need to talk now. With the most organizations globally implementing a hybrid work model. So working remotely is the new normal. So the challenge for organization is now ensuring the safety and security in office and at home or wherever. This means more security risk for your employees. If your employees have the right knowledge and tools, these risks can be significantly reduced now. To name a few, you need to teach the dangers of connecting to unsecured public Wi-Fi networks and using your personal devices and unauthorized software and how to use VPNs. The next, exactly keeping your stuff safe. That is also important. And your company provided laptops and mobile phones need to be protected from potential security risks. So be aware of your shoulder surface. So keeping the workstation clean, avoiding tailgating, and storing confidential papers in a secure place are some ways to keep your devices secure now. The next will be on a security of a removable media. That's the USB drivers and the CDs and the portable hard drivers, smartphones, SD cards, etc. We need to save now. That are great for copying, transferring, and storing data. However, there is the risk of losing and stealing and getting infected with viruses or malware. So educate your employees about your organization's removable media policy. The risk involved with using removable media, especially untrusted and unsanctioned removable media. So how important the policy is and the consequences of not following it here. The next will be on keeping your password safe. More than 5.7 million cybercrime reports were filed in 2021, of which 25% were based on identity theft, and according to the Federal Trade Commission's Consumers Sentinel Network. So what a major number of the cybercrime reports. So we live in a threatened land and world, so it's essential to have a strong password. You have to teach your security awareness about your passwords and how to generate them and what constitutes a strong password. So just to prevent your account compromise, your employees should also use the multi-factor authentication, the MFA, the short code. So the next will be on a response to incident. In case of a security incident, you need to train your employees about their roles and responsibilities. So having an incident response plan and a team is not enough. So security incidents are inevitable. You can tell a lot of you about your organization's readiness to deal with your such incidents, if it's ready to deal with the legal and regularity issues, or if it's quick to recover after a crisis process. Okay, the next we have to talk about the challenges related to cybersecurity awareness. Cybersecurity awareness cannot solve a cybercrime, but businesses know it's important to protect themselves. In fact, many companies teach their employees about cybersecurity. In the digital world, cybersecurity awareness is a must. There have been a lot of successful data breaches in recent years, so there is still room for improvement. As a result, creating a cyber awareness programs can be time-consuming and challenging. As the cyber criminals come up with the new attack methods, it's hard to stay on top of them and update training programs. As a result, cybersecurity training materials are rapidly becoming outdated, since what worked today won't work tomorrow. It's usually a manual process to develop your cybersecurity awareness programs unless your company has a fully managed cyber awareness program. Repetitive content, too much information, the length of the course, and the complexity can discourage employees from participating. We have to concentrate. The next will be on how to make your organizations more cybersecurity aware. The leadership of your organization needs to be buy in a cybersecurity awareness. They need to support the program and allocate resources to it. The next will be on make an awareness plan for cybersecurity. A cybersecurity awareness plan outlines your goals, objectives, and strategies for creating a more aware workforce after you get buy-in from leadership level. Next will be on regularly train your employees. So providing regular cybersecurity awareness training to your employees is one of the best ways to create your awareness process, because the topics should include the phishing scams, malware, and password security too. The next will be on diversify your training methods. It's also very important. We have to focus. There are different ways to learn, so you should use a variety of training methods, and you should use your online courses, in-person training, or even gamification process. Next will be on engage the audience, and fun, interactive exercises and other techniques will keep your employees' attention if you want them to pay attention to your cybersecurity training. Next will be on make sure your measure and your success. Understand. You can track your phishing click-through rates and survey your employees and monitor security incidents to see how your cybersecurity awareness program is doing. And additional tips also, we have to focus much more about the cybersecurity awareness program. And this is a concept and step, assuring the new employees are aware of your cybersecurity policies and procedures should be a part of your onboarding process. The number one will be on stay on top of the latest threats for your employees. The security alerts, awareness campaigns, and security training are all the great ways to keep your employees up to date on the latest threats. Second will be on report suspicious activity to your employees. It doesn't matter if it's a phishing emails, suspicious websites, or just a strange conversation an employee overheard. They should report it. Understand. Final step and tip will be on help your employees if they need it. A help desk number, a knowledge base, or hosting security training sessions should make it easy for employees to get help with the cybersecurity questions. So by following these steps, you can create a cybersecurity awareness among your organizations, and that will help you protect your organization from cyber attacks. Okay, my dear students, I hope you have enjoyed it. Good morning, my dear students. Good morning, one and all. Welcome to the fourth session of the course. The topic name is Cybersecurity in Microsoft, IBM, Oracle, and SAP. We need to concentrate much more in this specific part. There are a lot of products and services Microsoft offers to help organizations protect themselves from cyber attacks. They include products your devices from malware, ransomware, and other threats with a comprehensive endpoint protection solution. And with the Microsoft Azure Sentinel, you can collect, analyze, and respond to security alerts that in the cloud mode. And using Microsoft Cloud App Security, the organizations can protect their cloud applications from data breaches and other threats. And identities, devices, and applications can all be secured with the Microsoft Identify and Access Management, the IAM. And according to the MSTIC, the Microsoft Threat Intelligence Center collects, analyzes, and shares the threat intelligence with the Microsoft customers and partners too. Additionally, Microsoft offers cybersecurity training and resources to help companies educate their employees about cybersecurity, investing in research and development, partnering with other organizations, and being transparent are all signs of a Microsoft commitment to cybersecurity. In addition to staying ahead of the latest threats, Microsoft's committed to helping businesses protect themselves from cyber attacks. Here's some of the what Microsoft offers to support the cybersecurity in organization. We need to talk one by one. The first one is here's what Microsoft 365, the formerly Office 365 is. With Microsoft 365, you get a productivity tools like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and much more. It also has a cybersecurity features like you will be protected from phishing and malware with advanced threat protection. And according to the data loss prevention, it prevents organizations from sharing or leaking sensitive data. Manage and secure mobile devices accessing company data and resources with mobile device management. And admins can take action based on suspicious activities across Microsoft 365 services with advanced security management. So we need to talk some of the software concept of a Microsoft security. The first one is Azure Security Center. That means organizations can use Azure Security Center to protect their Azure cloud resources. It offers the threat protection feature, detects and prevents attacks on Azure resources like virtual machines, storage, and databases. And according to the vulnerability management, it finds the vulnerabilities and recommends fixes. And monitoring security policies and enforcing them, it helps enforce security policies also. So Windows Defender Antivirus, we have to talk the next level and the first level. Microsoft Windows Defender offers a real-time protection against the malware, viruses, and other threats. It also includes things like ransomware protection and behavior monitoring. And the second will be on Azure Active Directory. It lets you manage your identity and access in the cloud for added security and prevent unauthorized access. It has features like a multi-factor authentication, single sign-on, and conditional access policies too. Next will be on Azure Sentinel. It's also very important. Using Azure Sentinel, you can collect, analyze, and respond to security incidents across your entire IT infrastructure. It's a cloud-native security information and event management solution. So detect and responds to threats across all the Microsoft and the third-party security solutions too. The next will be on a Microsoft Defender for Endpoint, originally called the Microsoft Defender Advanced Threat Protection. The short code is ATP. The solution protects Windows, Mac OS, iOS, and Android devices. In order to protect against advanced threats, it combines the prevention protection, post-breach detection, automated investigation, and response capabilities. There are just a few examples of how Microsoft software packages support cybersecurity in organizations, but Microsoft invests continuously in developing new security solutions to help organizations and defend themselves. The next we need to talk about the IBM. Exactly, there are a lot of software packages IBM offers to support cybersecurity among organizations. There are a few. The number one will be on IBM Security QRadar. The QRadar SIEM solutions help organizations detect and respond to cybersecurity threats. To get a real-time visibility into security events and incidents, QRadar collects and analyzes data from lots of different sources. So to identify and prioritize threats, the QRadar uses advanced analytics, machine learning, and threat intelligence. Second will be on IBM Security Guardian. The Guardian platforms protect sensitive data across the databases, data warehouses, and big data environments. So it's a comprehensive data security and privacy platform actually. So to make sure data protection and compliance are a top priority here, so Guardian has features like data activity monitoring, data classification, vulnerability assessment, and data masking too. The next will be on IAM, that is Identity and Access Management by IBM Security. Using IBM IAM, you can manage user identities, access controls, and authentication across your IT infrastructure. So to secure access to systems, applications, and data, it has features like a single sign-on, SSO, and multi-factor authentication, MFA, and identity governance and privileged access management, the PAM. Also, we have to focus much more through IAM. So the next will be on a MAS 360. This is how IBM Security MAS 360 works. In MAS 360, you can secure and manage your mobile devices, applications, and content with enterprise mobility management, the EMM. For protecting against the mobile security risk and enforcing the security policies on mobile devices, it offers features like a mobile device management, MDM, mobile applications management, MAM, and the mobile threat defense, MDT. And next will be on IBM Security App Scan. The App Scan tool identifies and fixes security holes in a web and mobile apps with the dynamic application security testing, that is a DAST. So to keep applications more secure, it scans them for SQL injections and the cross-site scripting, XSS and insecure authentication also we can focus. The next will be on IBM Security Trustee. So using Trustee, you can protect your computer against the malware, phishing, and fraud. To protect users and their devices from cyber threats, it includes the capabilities like a security browsing and endpoint detection and response like EDR and anti-fraud intelligence too. Seventh and the next will be on IBM Security Resilient. So using Resilient, organizations can streamline their incident response processes, detecting, investigating, and remediating security incidents very faster. It's a platform for incident response and security orchestration. With Resilient, teams can collaborate and respond efficiently since it integrates with a lot of security tools we need to say now. And there are just a few of the ways IBM software packages help organizations with the cybersecurity, because the IBM delivers comprehensive solutions that address everything from a threat identification and detection to identity management here. The next will be on Oracle. Exactly, a number of Oracle software packages support cybersecurity among organizations, including the number one will be on Oracle Identity and Access Management, that is IAM. Oracle IAM solutions provide comprehensive identity and access management features such as user lifestyle management and access controls and a single sign-on. With these solutions, organizations can make sure their systems and data are secure and accessible, so they don't have to worry about unauthorized access or incident threats. Understand? Second will be on Oracle Database Security. Data encryption, data masking, data redaction, and database activity monitoring are some of the features Oracle's database security solutions offer to protect sensitive data stored in Oracle databases. These measures keep data safe from unauthorized access, breaches, and insider threats. Third will be on Oracle Advanced Security. In this package, the Oracle databases are protected at rest and in transit by the advanced encryption and cryptography we need to say now. Actually, it protects the data from unauthorized access and ensures the data security within transparent and that the data encryption, secure network communication, and strong authentication we need to say now. The fourth will be an Oracle Web Application Firewall. The short code is WAF. You can use the Oracle WAF to fight web-based attacks like cross-site scripting, the XSS, and SQL injection and DDoS on your application layer, where I have explained on a previous level. So web application security and availability are guaranteed by real-time threat detection and prevention too. The fifth package will be on Oracle Security Monitoring and Analysis. The short code is SMA. That detect, investigate, and respond to security issues with SMA. A security information and event management solution. Security event data is collected and analyzed, and machine learning and behavior analytics are used to identify the threats and prioritize them. And next will be on Oracle Security Assessment Tool. Also, we have to focus much more. With this tool, organizations can find Oracle database vulnerabilities and misconfigurations. In addition to scanning for security weaknesses, it offers recommendations for improving Oracle database security postures, such as weak passwords, excessive privileges, and unpatched systems. So actually, the Oracle software packages support the cybersecurity in organizations in a lot of ways in order to protect against evolving cyber threats, because the Oracle prioritizes the comprehensive security measures for data, applications, and infrastructure. The next we need to talk about the SAP. The software packages from SAP support cybersecurity among organizations, a leading provider of enterprise software solutions here. Because the SAP software packages contribute to cybersecurity in a few key ways. So what about the process and the step we have to follow? The number one will be on SAP Identity and Access Management Software, that is IAM. Managing user identities, access controls, and authentication mechanism is easy with the SAP IAM, because the SAP applications and systems can be secured with a strong user authentications, user privilege management, and user authentication management. Because IAM can help organizations reduce the risk of unauthorized access and improve their overall security. Second will be on SAP Enterprise Threat Detection. Real-time security monitoring and detection within a SAP systems is provided by the solution. And in addition to identifying insider threats, unauthorized access attempts, and suspicious activity, It analyzes system logs, user activity, and network traffic to detect the potential security incidents. By detecting and responding to security breaches proactively, the SAP enterprise threat detection minimizes the impact on systems and data too. So third will be on a SAP data privacy and protection. Using SAP, the organizations can protect the sensitive data and comply with the GDPR, the General Data Protection Regulations. So with these solutions, sensitive information is properly protected and can only be accessed by unauthorized users. So just thanks to features like a data anonymization, masking, and encryption mode. The fourth will be on a SAP GRC, that is a governance, risk, and compliance. With the SAP GRC, the organizations can make sure they are compliant with the regulations and internal policies while managing the cybersecurity risk. Because the SAP GRC solutions, they help organizations strengthen their cybersecurity posture and meet regulatory requirements by providing tools for risk assessment, access tools, access controls, segregation of duties, and compliance reporting too. Fifth will be on SAP security patching and vulnerability management. In order to protect SAP systems from known security weaknesses and exploits, SAP releases security patches and updates on a regular basis. Because organizations can use the SAP tools and resources to manage and apply these patches, so reducing the risk of a cyber attacks on a SAP systems. Sixth will be on and final concept exactly, SAP cloud security. SAP provides a robust security measures to protect consumer data and applications with the services like, that is a cloud services like SR4HANA Cloud and SuccessFactors. To safeguard data and to prevent unauthorized access, the SAP employs advanced security technologies like encryption, access controls, and continuous monitoring. The company also offers the cloud security certifications and services, so organizations can keep their cloud environment safe. To ensure a comprehensive cybersecurity strategy, organizations need to adapt good practices in system configuration, user management, and ongoing security monitoring. With the SAP software packages and the effective security policies and practices, organizations can protect the critical assets and strengthen their cybersecurity defenses. Okay, my dear students, I hope you have enjoyed the fourth session of the topic of cybersecurity packages and software. Good morning, my dear students. Good morning, one and all. Welcome to the fifth and final lecture of the course. The topic name is Cybersecurity Analyst Skills and How to Become a Cybersecurity Analyst. The first one is how to become a cybersecurity analyst. According to the Indeed, it has been explained about the concept about the cybersecurity skills and the cybersecurity analyst process. For the job of a cybersecurity analyst, the most employers require a diploma or bachelor's degree. So getting an internship or IT related job experience can make you better qualified. Although you may not need any prior experience for an entry level job, you can also get a certified to boost your career prospects. Here's how you can learn how to become a cybersecurity analyst. The first one is get your diploma or bachelor's. The best way to get a job as a cybersecurity analyst is to get a diploma or a bachelor's degree in IT, computer science, or digital forensics. These courses provide the fundamental knowledge and skills related to networking, data, programming, operating systems, and cybersecurity. Some of the most popular courses to become a cybersecurity analyst include, the Bachelor of Technology in Computer Science and Engineering. Also, it just focus about the cybersecurity or networking basis. Cybersecurity bachelor's degree, cybersecurity diploma, bachelor's degree in cybersecurity, that is a postgraduate diploma that level, or undergraduate diploma. A bachelor of computer applications, the BCA, and master of computer application, MCA also we can say now. So the second step will be on get an internship or experience in your field. That the experience you get as an aspiring cybersecurity analyst can make your resume stand out and help you get the job. So before you graduate, the internships are a great way to get experience in this field. If you want to get practical experience in the field, you can also apply for IT jobs like a programmer. It's the best option. And next will be on get your certifications and what are the certifications we can focus. You can get a specialization in NICS within your field and stay on top of new processes and best practices with the certifications. You can also get a certifications if you don't have an education in your cybersecurity, because the certifications can also help you if you don't have an educational background in cybersecurity. Here are some popular ones. The CompTIA Security Plus certification. That means a good entry-level certification for those looking to get started in the field. So covers topics like copy threats and cyber threats, network design, implementation, and security compliances. Second certification will be on a GSEC, that is a Global Information Assurance Certification Security Essentials. It has been designed for IT professionals with a background in networking and information systems. This certification helps you develop skills in network security, cloud security, cryptography, and active defense. Next certification will be on CISSP, that is Certified Information Systems Security Professional. It's a certification that validates the knowledge of experienced candidates in advanced cybersecurity skills. The next certificate will be on a CISA, that is Certified Information Systems Auditor certification. So another popular certification for candidates looking to build a career in cybersecurity auditing. This certification proves you are an expert in auditing security vulnerabilities and implementing controls. And large number of certifications are available in the Google. Just to check it out through the Microsoft, IBM, Oracle certification, and the SAP certification. Also, you have to focus about the cybersecurity analyst certifications. And next is just to focus about the make your resume looks good. When it comes to cybersecurity resumes, an excellent one can help you stand out, because the good resumes also let people know about your skills, professional experience, and accomplishments from internships and other work experiences too. Aside from your education and certifications, a good resume also explains your skills, experience, and accomplishments. The GPA and the college projects are great for entry-level candidates with no prior experience actually. Regardless, it's very crucial to always customize the resume according to the job description, emphasizing the skills the employer prefers. If you are an experienced candidate, make sure you highlight your relevant work experience too. The next will be on, we have to talk about the skills. Exactly, cybersecurity analysts need what skills? The following are the necessary skills for a cybersecurity analyst. The programming skills, security networking skills, and system architecture skills are very important. And according to the programming part, you will need to know about the Python and C and C++, Java and PHP to write a custom scripts and understand the codes. And the data security skills, that is data protection professionals make sure the data is protected against unauthorized and malicious access. Next will be on security on networks. That means an analyst configures the security and privacy settings for networks, hardware, and software too. Next will be on data analysis skills. Professionals like these can analyze the data to predict and identify the threats and help businesses create security plans. The next skill will be on management of identities. So an organization's identity management policies can be used by cybersecurity analysts to distribute authorized access to technology resources. The next will be on security for applications, identifying and fixing security vulnerabilities in web and mobile apps. The next will be on protection for endpoints. That means the clients and end users may be protected by them. The next will be on regulatory compliance knowledge. For the organization to implement security regulatory compliances, it's helpful to know about them. So among the regulations, you need to comply with the HIPAA, the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, and PCI DSS, the Payment Card Industry Data Security Standard, and as well as the GDPR too. Next will be on, according to the cryptographic system, a key part of this job is encrypting data for various communication methods also we have to focus. As well as, to succeed as a cybersecurity analyst, you need a soft skills too. So what are the skills we need to focus? There are a lot of non-technical skills and attributes you need. Security, the cybersecurity analysts need to be able to handle unexpected challenges and find immediate solutions. And according to the communication process, you need to communicate well. So be able to explain security concerns or compliances to both technical and non-technical people. As well as you need a curiosity and eagerness to learn to stay on top of rapidly evolving tools, processes, and threats. Okay, my dear students, I hope you have enjoyed the fifth and final lecture of the topic of cybersecurity analyst skills and how to become a cybersecurity analyst.